Hey, what's up, people? I'm going to talk about the Final Fantasy XV demo. Now, there's probably already tons of videos talking about the content, both obvious and secret, as well as walkthroughs and Let's Plays, so what I'm going to talk about is the combat system. Unfortunately, the demo itself explains nothing of the nuance of the systems, or even gives you enough tools to help you understand those systems starting out. So really quick, just in case you don't know, the first thing you'll want to do is make sure you get 100 of the floating yellow crystals. This will unlock the silver plates, which is needed for a specific weapon that will absolutely help your opinion of the game. There's a bunch of them in the demo, and you just need to make sure you have the 100 before entering the fourth area. Now, once you have the 100 crystals, go to the fourth area and fight the Iron Giant. Starting this fight turns you into the older Noctis, and after a few minutes the carbuncle will unlock the ability to warp points. This allows you to scale the large citadel building to pick up the hero's shield from a silver plate. Beating him unlocks platinum plates, one of which resummons the Iron Giant, but stronger, and another of which is back up the building and unlocks the crossed shuriken. So go to the furthest end of the level, just past the carbuncle, to resummon the stronger Iron Giant, putting you back in adult form. Rescale the building and pick up the cross shuriken. And with this, you are now ready to see what the combat system truly has in store. First off, note that the attack command works simply by holding the attack button. You don't need to keep pressing it. There are, however, special attacks for some weapons. They are performed a few different ways. Some are by holding a direction while attacking, and another is, when attacking, let go of the attack button, wait for Noct to recover from his animation partially, then press attack again. When you do this, you'll actually see an attack prompt appear on screen, but you can actually press the attack button again a little bit sooner than the prompt shows up. Note that you can actually switch to a different weapon just before pressing attack again to get that weapon's follow-up attack instead. For now, I'll call this type of special attack the delay attack. I'll cover the details of these special moves a bit later. So, just like you can hold the attack command, same goes for the defend command. Note also that the auto-defend takes MP relative to how long you've been holding the defend button before any attack reaches you. So, holding the defense button closer to the attack takes less MP. Additionally, with auto-dodge, you can't dodge some attacks, so for those you need to just tap the defend command with the right timing. Tapping dodge consumes no MP at all. This is very important as the Iron Giant has several moves that cannot be defended against easily without the dodge. It should be noted that the dodge does have invulnerability, but it starts a few moments after activating it, so you have to dodge a little before it hits, not just before or during. If you dodge too late, you'll get hit. Next, you cannot enter defense mode or input a dodge while attacking, so if you see the enemy getting ready to strike, immediately stop attacking and hold or get ready to tap the defend button. As long as you keep that in mind, you should be able to take the Iron Giant down, although not very efficiently, with just the air step sword, the one-handed sword. Next is the warp strike, which can be used at the cost of MP to warp to whatever targeted enemy. It actually has some invulnerability and can be used as an alternate but much more MP expensive way to dodge enemy attacks and or to completely disengage from them. Also, it does more damage and causes more hit stun on an enemy the further away from them you initiate it. You'll notice that while doing it close, it says warp strike times 1.0. But if you go to the top of the building and warp attack from that high up, it will say up to as high as times 7.2. Dealing much higher damage and almost always stunning the enemy. So yeah, useful to know. Note that hanging from a warp point doesn't grant invincibility from attacks or anything, so if you, say, hang from a lamppost warp point, the Iron Giant can still hit you with some attacks. Lastly, for the basics, L1 and R1, or LB and RB together, will activate Armiger, which increases your general attack power, attack speed, and gives you some unique animations. It might have some other effects that I'm not currently aware of, but just see it as a power-up mode for now. So that's all the basic system level stuff. Now let's talk about the weapons. First off is the air step sword. This sword has a unique ability to let you sidestep, front flip, or back flip into the air, While holding the attack button, simply hold the analog stick in any direction, and Noctis will flip in one of those 4 directions while attacking. Every flip done in the air takes MP. This is, however, not a dodge move. There is no invulnerability on them from what I can tell, and the ability isn't used that way. What it does allow you to do is reposition yourself quickly while attacking. So you could keep holding left or right to get to the Iron Giant's side or back, thereby making some of his attacks simply miss because you're just completely out of the way. You can even get up to his head this way, making even more of his attacks with. Downside is, if you can't get into a good position, you'll get smacked, and it takes MP so you can't keep it up forever anyway. Still, it's a fast weapon, and one of only 2 in this demo that lets you warp to warp points. Its delay attack has him charge back in quickly with 2 strikes stronger than normal. It may have other properties, but it's hard to test since there is only one enemy type you get to fight as Adult Noctis in the demo. Second is the broadsword. This is your main damage dealer, a slow but very powerful weapon that also restores chunks of MP for every hit landed, and even has special moves that give you hyper armor. Meaning, while doing certain moves, if the enemy hits you, you will still take the damage, but they won't knock you away. You'll continue to do your move. Very useful versus big enemies, which, of course, is the only enemy in this demo. Its regular combo is a very slow side-to-side repeating sweep attack. Its forward attack closes distance fairly well, and its back special attack is a wide area spin attack with hyper armor that hits multiple times and executes very quickly. Lastly, its delay attack is actually a charge slash that increases in power relative to how long you hold the attack button down. At its strongest, it goes from around 360 damage for a normal attack swing to 2,400 damage. So it is a massive power boost, but it takes quite a long time to reach that level of power. It's very useful to use the air step sword to quickly attack once, then during the delay attack window, switch to the broadsword from there, and press and hold attack to charge it up ASAP. The charge attack also has hyper armor, even if you do it uncharged, so it's very useful in a lot of ways. Third is the hero's shield. This weapon is extremely useful. It's actually a shield and a dagger, and its special ability is that, unlike the dodge, you can cancel almost all of your attacks into defense while attacking with this weapon just by pressing and or holding the defend button normally. Additionally, as soon as you press it, your guard is up right then, so it requires much less timing than the dodge. But if you do time it well, you can actually make the enemy's attack bounce off the shield, stunning them for just a moment and giving you time to get your own attacks in. Its forward special attack is a quick multi-hitting dagger and shield combo. Its back special attack is a slow but very high hit stun spin bash attack that I've actually seen stop the Iron Giant while it's starting its own attack. The delay attack is a stronger shield bash, but without much range. And finally, it has a special, really far lunging shield bash initiated by pressing attack after blocking any attack. Additionally, unlike the normal defense, there are no attacks that the shield can't block. But it should be noted that you can't block attacks coming from behind you, so if your positioning is a little weird, or if he hits you with his ground pound attack and you're too close, it'll actually be behind you, and therefore you won't be able to block it. Last is the cross shuriken, which on the ground is a very simple projectile attack where every attack consumes a tiny bit of MP. However, in the air, it functions the same as the air step sword, with every attack taking a larger chunk of MP, but allowing you to freely reposition yourself while attacking. It also doesn't have any invulnerability, but can still be useful to stay away from an enemy while attacking. I imagine this weapon would be useful versus small fast enemies since they home in, but it has only certain limited, but still somewhat useful uses against the Iron Giant. It is also the second weapon that allows you to warp to warp points. So yeah, as you can see, Noctis really has a wide range of offensive and defensive abilities, but several of them are tied to weapons, so I think most people have not gotten to see how strong you can be in battle, since one of the most important ones, the shield, is hidden. I encourage you all to try the demo again, armed with this knowledge, and see how fun it is to fight in this demo.